Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail.
Oh, way doggy. Hey, everybody. Welcome. I'm so excited to be talking with all of you. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. I'm Dr. Pat, by the way. This is Talk Radio to Thrive By. Welcome all of you that are listening on Transformation Talk Radio or any of our other channels out there. Sometimes you're probably asking, I don't know how I'm listening to you. I only do iTunes. Yeah, that's us. But I only do iHeart. Okay, that's us. And then there's a whole bunch of other places. Jessica tells me we're now up to 100 media outlets that a show goes to without even blinking. So I don't even understand how she does that. But, you know, that's why I get to show up. The deal is this. Anytime any of you ask for something, whether you send me an email at info@the Dr. Pat Show, or you write in our comments on our website, or you call us, or somehow you find out about us, or you're one of our hosts or co-hosts and you ask us, if we don't have it, we certainly try to build it. Why? Because my mission from day one did not say I would like to do 10 to 14 hours of talk radio a week. It didn't say that. It also didn't say, oh, by the way, let me start a positive, transformative talk radio network. It said on my crust-busting Benny card that I wanted to reach 1 million people and help them live life full out. Spirit, universe, God, whatever you want to call it, life force, delivered me this blessing. Today, I want to share with you another blessing. And that other blessing today on the show is Emily Perkins. Today, we're going to talk about holistic living, how and why, and what this means for her to love living holistics. What does this mean? What is it about her life, her coaching platform, everything she does is also in line with creating a better world by helping us create amazing people. Today, you're going to get to hear from her about all of the above. But most importantly, you're going to hear why her own personal story and journey has helped her become a holistic lifestyle practitioner. She really looks and embodies the essence of body, mind, spirit. Graduated from Wheaton College with a BA in women's study, women. And that's what I like to say. You know, I like the women's studies. I wish I could have studied that. No, I studied broken promises. No wonder why I had so much crust. But here she is. She has co-created a girls' empowerment workshop for the local middle school, and then no stopping her. She's lived in various places, traveled to a bunch of them. She is an entrepreneur. She helps other entrepreneurs. She helps networking groups who run the world to foster connection, love, and support. And this is all coming from her heart. I love it. Emily, great to have you.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That was an amazing introduction. I'm blushing. Thank you so much.
Listen, there's a reason that we find each other. We find people in our lives. We find our passion. We find our purpose. I mean, Benny and I have been together 15 years, and now Nathan is filling in. So there's a reason we all get connected. And I think it's because we get connected to help each other connect with other people so that they can help create a better world. I want to ask you this question. Everything I said about you, everything you've done, where you are today, what we're going to talk about today, I want to know what the challenges have been for you, all of them, that have helped you get to be where you are. But what did you have to overcome to get to this moment right here today?
Yeah, it's funny. As you started asking that question, the wheels in my head started going, and then I kind of dropped into my heart and I kind of like felt it rather than thought it. And the probably biggest challenge that I had actually came up with a vengeance when I started my radio show with you guys. When I started Love Living Radio, the theme and the thing that stops me in my tracks whenever I want to move forward into something really big is the fear of not being enough. Like it is the biggest cloud that just kind of like hovers over me when I think about like taking on more clients, when I think about stepping into a coaching practice, when I think about starting a radio station, like all these big steps that I've taken in my life, this wave of like, whoa, who do you think you are? Like, there are so many brilliant people out there. Why do you think you can do this? And that little, devilish voice, that little not enough is my biggest challenge sometimes when it comes to stepping forward into the next level, the next me, the next whatever. Even if it's just trusting myself to be an entrepreneur at all, and so I think that's definitely the biggest one. And just watching it, watching that funny little voice that says, Emily, who do you think you are?
Yeah. I love that voice because, I did some volunteer work this weekend at the senior center. Every year, a group of us helps them carry these big storage crates, full of things that people gave them. We help the local senior center raise money. And this is the way they fund themselves. So they run this rummage sale. And so, here we are doing this. I do the volunteer. And inevitably you run into a listener or two or three. And even in your sweat and your like dirty outfit, right? No makeup, all of that. They're like, Dr. Pat, what are you doing here? Right? And what I love about that is that you and I are really like everybody else. We have the challenges other people have. But somehow along the way, you were compelled to say yes to your life. And now we help people get to their version of that. What is it that compelled you to design and develop what we're talking about today? Holistics, all of the above, whether it's whole health. What compelled you to do that? And how do you define whole health?
I think the thing that compelled me was, the first and foremost love, this amazing energy and purpose that I live by, but it was also seeing it in my life. So I had a hip replacement 3 years ago from an old childhood injury. And throughout my life, luckily the hip replacement came at a time where I had really dove into my spirituality and also had the support of going through some Reiki training. I'd also done quite a bit of work on like my perspectives, like my mental processing. So it came at a point in my life where I had access to the 3 parts of holistic, that mind, body, and spirit. And seeing and feeling what it's like to actually experience like physical trauma like that through the lens of holistic was such a different experience than it was when I was a kid and had no idea what any of that was. Like I got to see how my emotions would affect my hip pain, how laying in bed for a week would affect my mental health. You know, like it was this amazing experience of getting to be with my whole self and watch and be compassionate with every aspect of my being in terms of healing, rather than just being like, oh, I'm going to pop some Advil and some ibuprofen so that my hip pain goes away. You know, I got to actually be with my whole body, my whole being, and move through and heal and process all aspects of it. And it's a process, and it's still happening. But I think that was one of the most obvious moments for me when I started to really get to integrate those three parts of being.
You know, we're going to talk about this and much more today. You know, and I love what we're talking about here, Emily, for a lot of reasons. One, we hear the term holistic quite a bit. We hear the term body, mind, spirit quite a bit. We hear the term self-care quite a bit. And yet at the same time, we're unable to really embody all of it and then enact all of it in our lives. One of the other things you talk about when you refer to holistic living, you know, we're talking about what does holistic living look like. It's also talking about this idea of from clean beauty and skincare to exercise, diet. It's our relationship with our bodies. And so when we come back from break, we're going to take a look at what does our whole health look like through the lens of mind, body, and soul. And what is this thing, clean beauty? And how did you bring this forth in the world? Let's take a short break. When we come back, I want to tell everybody out there, 1-800-930-281, what's that number? Benny, 1-800-930-2819.
There you go.
Thank you, B. And when we come back, we're going to tell you about what holistic coaching is about, because for one of you today, really got to be serious about this, Emily is giving a 60-minute holistic coaching session away. We're going to tell you about that and much more when we come back. Very special guest. Yep, the one and only Emily Perkins. I'm Dr. Pat. Benny, Nathan, we'll be right back.
Are you looking to grow spiritually, expand your consciousness, increase psychic abilities? Well, there's a free app for that. Pure Light offers audios that transmit high spiritual frequencies to help you awaken to your full potential. Hundreds of audios created by some of the world's top energy healers, and many are free. Enjoy the latest in conscious technology and download Pure Light today. To find out more, visit purelighaudio.com.
To see your life from an angel's perspective, book a personal consultation with Claire Candy Huff, angelic walk-in angel Ariel at Angel Healing House. Candy provides intuitive counseling, Reiki, and angel readings in person in Los Angeles or nationally and internationally via phone or Skype. She will channel the practical tools you need to transform your life. Call now, 831-277-3716, or visit angelhealinghouse.com.
Tap into the wisdom of animals, angels, and masters with Darcy Pariso on Animal Soul Wisdom Radio. Tune in monthly as Darcy brings insights on how to better understand and deepen our relationships with animals. Working with light and pureness of ancient techniques, Darcy, healer, animal communicator, and medium, is here to guide you through this process and provide inspiration to move forward. For more information about working with Darcy, visit darcypariso.com.
Are you looking for the perfect setting for your next workshop or retreat? At Spirit Fire Meditative Retreat Center, cultivating consciousness is what we do best. Our guests count on us to create an atmosphere that supports serenity and well-being. We lead from the heart and create space for the mind. Freshly prepared meals designed with local and organic ingredients, 95 acres of beautiful woods and pastures, and a facility built with green in mind. This is what you'll find at Spirit Fire. For more information, visit spiritfireretreatcenter.com. To find answers to life's questions, you need to look within yourself. Dr. Glenna Rice brings your questionable conversations on Transformation Talk Radio each month. Tune in each month for insight into how you can live up to your full potential. Dr. Glenna is a physical therapist, certified Access Consciousness, and Access Body Class facilitator. How does it get any better than this? For more information on Dr. Glenna Rice and her work, visit glennarice.com.
Hey, everybody. I love it. Welcome back. Welcome back. Emily Perkins joining me here today. And as I said before the break, we're going to be giving away a whole hour, 60-minute holistic coaching session with Emily. But before we do, I want to just take a minute, if we could. How can people find out more about you? How could they find out about what you're doing, your coaching program? And then I want to take a minute to talk about what this holistic coaching session will be about, Emily.
Ooh, fun. Okay.
Yeah.
So the best way to get in touch with me and or to find out what I do, the services that we offer here, is my website, which is lovelivingholistics.com. Mm-hmm. And you can actually contact me through the website also. And it's also linked to Love Living Radio, which is even more fun. And then it also talks a little bit about coaching, but the best way to learn about coaching is to actually have a session. Holistic coaching, the reason why I call it holistic life coaching rather than just life coaching, is because that mind, body, soul really does kind of get woven in and show up. Being a Reiki healer, I use up my intuition a lot with coaching. And so it's this fun, really cool, explorative session of getting to see not just what your mind is doing, but what your soul might be trying to tell you. So kind of really getting to know, like, hey, what do you want in life? What is your soul kind of itching to go for? And how do we start making that happen for you?
You know, one of the things that I'm really struck by in so many ways is this idea that we can talk about the idea of holistic health and beauty in the same sentence. And for a long time in this movement we used to call New Thought, I don't call it that now. For a long time, you know, holistic had a certain meaning. And then come along new generations of people, or people like me who never really quite understood it the way it was meant 30 years ago. And now we redefine it. And that's what you're doing here. Part of this is looking at the idea of beauty, but more importantly, clean beauty. I was really struck the first time I saw that or heard you talk about it. Tell us what that is and why you created this, and talk about it in this way. Clean beauty.
Yeah, it gets me so jazzed. I get so excited about it because this is really where I started. I started in the beauty world when I was like 16, and it's what led to every other piece. So I'm passionate about it, but I've always from the beginning been passionate about things that are healthy for us, you know, things that are good for our whole body, like our body, mind, spirit. And cosmetics, the cosmetic industry hasn't passed a law since 1947. That's crazy. That's actually the same year I think that the Golden Gate Bridge was built. Like it's ridiculous. So the products and the ingredients that go into our bodies that we use, like I think an average woman uses about 8 products a day.
Yeah.
And all of that gets into our bloodstream and into our being and our body. And it's filled with all sorts of stuff that we don't even know. Most people have no idea what's in their product. And a lot of it is harmful, especially as women, to our endocrine system, our hormones. So for me, getting access for people to clean beauty doesn't necessarily mean all natural, because there are natural ingredients that actually aren't good for you. And there are synthetic ingredients that aren't harmful. So clean beauty is skincare, cosmetics, beauty products that are safe, essentially. So I have a couple of different favorite brands. Beauty Counter is one of my all-time favorites because they actually have a mission to create change. They're not just product. They're actually creating change in Congress by petitioning Congress constantly. But like like you said, that concept of holistic, clean beauty has not really been present at all until probably the past couple, well, maybe within the past decade.
Yeah.
But it's so exciting to start educating people about.
Why do you think it's important, Emily, though? I mean, there's a tipping point I think we get to in life where something has to change. And you never know what it is because it's always moving. It's not the same. One of my old bosses used to say is, listen, this is about change. What is it that compels us to change? And there was an expression, and I looked at him and I said, you know what's compelled me to change in my life? When the pain of staying the same was greater than the pain of change. That's when I changed. So what was the point of pain that called a new way forward? What do you think it was?
For the beauty industry or for myself or?
Yeah, both.
Oh man. I think that I think the point of change has been the increase and rise in cancer, especially breast cancer.
Yep.
Like a lot of what goes into our products is actually carcinogenic.
Yep.
So I think the more awareness that we're getting about that is what's started to create the ripple and the change in that. I think it's also mothers. Yeah. I think it's mothers who are sick and tired of putting crap on their kids.
Yeah.
And I think that there's multiple levels and multiple things that have created this shift. I think awareness and consciousness around natural and healthy whole living has been a big piece. But yeah, people are ready to be able to trust the things that they put on and in their bodies. Yeah.
You work with people, for example, and help them in a lot of different ways. What would you say is heaviest on their minds about their bodies these days? If you had to pick your top 3 concerns of people that you get to work with, what are they?
I love that question because last night on Love Living Radio, I actually did an episode with my friend Ryan about how we relate to our bodies. And even in the example that I have for what I call project designs for my clients, the example is actually around weight and body image because it's such an accessible thing for most people. How we view our bodies, how we relate to our bodies, what our weight is, what we see in the mirror. And I think, that's probably the first thing I would think of when asked, like, what, in terms of bodies, what comes up with clients. And it's so much, not just the weight. It's really never about the weight. It's about how we relate to our own physical body. What do we see in the mirror? How do we talk to it? Is it something that we cherish and value and are tender and compassionate with? Most people know. So, yeah, I think that's a big piece is kind of getting to know our relationship with our bodies.
Well, when we come back from break, we're going to talk about the idea of holistic living. What does it mean? How can a day in a life of holistic living look like? What does it look like? What's to gain from choosing this lifestyle? And as we talk about that, we will then think about offering this free coaching session with you. Because, when we think about a holistic coaching session, there are a lot of people that have done coaching before on specific things, like maybe a specific area of their life, like money, or maybe relationships. But the holistic coaching approach really takes many things into account, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, our whole existence, our whole being.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to talk about some stories about what have people actually changed. Before we go to break, you mentioned your radio show. Why don't you tell folks about that and how they can tune in?
Oh, I love my radio show. It's so much fun. It's called Love Living Radio through the Transformation Network. And you can tune in either from my website at lovelivingholistics.com. You can find it through the Transformation Talk Radio website. You can find it on iTunes. You can find it all over the place.
Yeah.
All those, the 100, what are we at, 100 now?
100, Jessica
100 different media sources?
Yeah, she just did. I mean, I should know what some of them are, but I don't, because you know what? We just get on a roll and stay true to our mission. But that's true. She told me it's over 100 now.
Yes,
yeah,
that's
and they're
amazing.
all unique. They're all unique, right? Like in Australia, the 25 in Australia are separate FM stations in Australia. But the point is, we've never changed our mission. It's always been to reach people, millions of people all over the world, to help them live life full out. And that's what we're talking about today, is really tapping into the core mission of your life, how to start with peeling back the layers so that the truth of you can be revealed. You know, this is really what crust busting was about, Emily. It was, I knew at some level that inside of me was a person that was pretty okay. But I had layers and layers and layers of crust to really chip away at, to find, oh, that's me. Oh, no, I'm not only that. Oh, I'm this too. When we come back, a day in the life of holistic living for all of you, and then we'll give away this free hour of coaching. Fabulous gift from Emily Perkins, everybody. We'll be right back.
Golden Otter Divinations Radio, where the metaphysical meets the mainstream with Autumn Seibel. Tune in the first Friday every month at 9 a.m. Pacific as Autumn, educator, health coach, and medium, explores metaphysical and mainstream strategies on how to elevate your level of conscious living. Draw in the abundance that is yours by divine right. For more information about working with Autumn, visit goldenotter.us. That's golden like the precious metal and otter like the precious animal.us.
Relationships are bridges. Truly, they are bridges. Think about it. We're all here for our journey, and relationships help us fulfill ourselves, find ourselves, and get to the highest potential. So as you fulfill your dreams, you also give people space to fulfill their dreams. So remember, integrity, respectfulness, and nice, deep love and soft touch is essential for every relationship. So what are we not going to do? We are not going to possess. We are not going to be overly attached and be a tag-on. And we will not unnecessarily get involved or control others. Because when we do so, we lose ourselves, we lose our path. So let us live with love, respect, and some beautiful dignity.
Are you ready to make deep, lasting, transformative changes? Then tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio for Susanna Jameson's hit show, Love, Light, Sound Radio. During her show, Susanna inspires and supports spiritually and health-conscious individuals all over the world to reconnect with their hearts, their inner peace, and balance. Love, Light, Sound Radio. Transformation happens here now. For more information, visit SusannaJameson.com.
This is Debbie Pokornik with a moment for standing in your power. Self-control begins with noticing how different feelings present themselves in your body. When you're feeling sensitive, for example, your chin might quiver, tears might well up in your eyes, and your voice might catch in your throat. Anger, on the other hand, might appear as tension in your jaw, back, or arms, along with clenched fists, heat in the upper torso, scowling, and a strong desire to yell. The more aware you become of your body cues, the easier it will be to recognize when you're on the road to disaster. Choose the emotions that cause you problems, then start noticing and logging the body cues that come with them.
For information and to work with Debbie, visit empoweringnrg.com. That's empoweringnrg.com.
Yeah! Quiz. Who's the lead singer of that band? Come on.
Oh, God.
Benny, Nathan, don't let me
I have no idea. This is your era.
Nathan.
Does Nathan, do you know? No, he's saying no either.
Oh, my gosh.
What?
Emily?
I really should know this because I do love that song, but I
guys,
don't.
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm looking it up. I have to look it
Eric
up.
Burton. Eric Burton.
Oh, that's right. As soon as you said it, yeah. Born on May 11th, 1941.
Go Google.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly right. Thanks, Emily. I appreciate it.
Oh, that is so fun. Oh, my gosh. Well, that dates me. There you go with that. Anyway, Emily Perkins is in the house. Okay. Hey, we're talking about, a day in a life. And I want to talk about a day in a life of holistic living and what it looks like, because we're actually going to give a 60-minute holistic coaching session away. For folks out there, Emily, again, tell them how they can find out about you and your radio show.
I'm Emily Perkins, and you can find out about me and my radio station probably best through my website, which is lovelivingholistics.com. You can also follow me on Instagram, which is Love Living Holistics. There's actually a lot of really fun stuff on my Instagram, from travels and all sorts of good stuff. And then you can also email me if you feel like it at emily@lovelivingholistics.com.
Awesome. I love it. Okay. And we're going to talk about a day in the life first, and then we'll talk about the coaching, because a day in the life is going to describe what the coaching is all about and what it gets you to. Okay. I'm turning it over to you. What is a day in the life?
Well, it's funny because I was thinking about this of like, what is a day in the life of holistic living? Because those words do get used all the time. We hear holistic and we hear wellness and mind, body, spirit, and all the time. And almost to the point where they just become words rather than a way of life, rather than like ways that you can actually be and integrate and embody them. So like today, I'll give you an example. And this is just an example of how it can look. Like everyone's life, everyone's way of living is going to be different according to what their values are, what feels good for you. So, but as a way of kind of giving people a way of actually being like, well, what does this actually mean? Like rather than having it be a word, what does it actually mean to live holistically? And for me, it shows up because I wake up in the morning and the first thing that I do is I brush my teeth and I meditate. And it has taken me so long to get into the practice of that. And I fight it. I fight it sometimes really hard. And there are some days that I just don't want to do it. And there are months that I go without doing it. And then I find my way coming back to it. But that's part of holistic living also. It's not actually finding the perfect schedule or the perfect way of doing it. It's moving with how you shift throughout your life. So it can look like waking up and meditating. It can look like going to the gym, which is what I do next usually. And I move my body and I sweat and I usually feel really sexy because I just, for whatever reason, feel super hot at the gym. Mm-hmm. And then, like sometimes, not all the time, it's feeding myself good things most of the time. And then it kind of weaves and ebbs and flows throughout the day with me, like it moves with me. So it's getting conscious when I'm in treatment with people. I do all my best processing when I'm with people in treatment and I have my hands on them. Mm-hmm. So then my brain and my heart start working and I start working through stuff and I start getting curious about things. And I start thinking about like, like my most recent piece is looking at love addiction and how I relate to men and relationship. Yeah. So it's like this really cool space, holistic, the way that I see it, is like holding space for all of it, for getting to know your body, getting curious about, ooh, why do I have pain there? Like, ooh, I wonder what I'm holding in that part of my body. And then being like, oh, I wonder if that's connected to me stressing about my relationship with this guy that I'm seeing. Or maybe my mental process is creating all of it, like it's this really cool way of getting curious about all these different ways that we experience life as a physical body, as a spiritual body, as a mental body. And some of it does start with curiosity, and some of it starts with practice, like actually putting into practice daily these things that feed your whole being, like meditation, like working out, like eating good foods, like putting on clean beauty products, like maybe getting some energy work done, talking to a friend. Like all of these ways are really cool ways to actually enact holistic living in your life.
I think that for, folks listening, what I want to be able to talk with them about is the fact that in today's world, unlike when that song, The House of the Rising Sun by, that was Eric Burden, but, fundamentally a different world. Now, I will say that when that song came out, the world was getting ready for a major, major upset evolution revolution. We know that now. This was the age where, yes, Elvis Presley was about to become obsolete. Oh, by the way, don't email me. He never did become obsolete. Okay, just saying though. But it was predicted he would. Today is a different world. Today is a world where there is almost an addiction for every digital format of something out there in some way. There is a bombardment of information where people actually think that the truth is fake. There is so much now in the world that if we don't really stop and look at our lives in a holistic way, we will end up with a very, very narrow, obsessive aspect of life and miss out on the rest. And I want to ask you, what have some of the people changed in their lives from taking this pathway with you?
Yeah, I think that's my favorite part about being a coach, a holistic coach in particular, is that I actually get to witness and be a stand for and walk with people as they go through this process. And it's why I keep showing up to it, because it's such an amazing honor and it's such an amazing thing to watch the shift that happens for people when it comes from their being. And when I say being, I mean their whole being, mind, body, spirit. And examples are like, I've seen people that have written down in that project design that I talked about earlier, that on this date, I want to be in a relationship, without actually even consciously even looking at it after they wrote it, thinking about it, doing it, whatever. My friend or my client actually realized, holy crap, I am seeing someone on this date, and I it just happened. And I think part of that is through the work, it's through looking at what are the things getting in the way, like what are the perspectives that you're holding, what would it look like if you trusted Source and leaned in and created a new relationship with what your faith looks like. So there's so many cool ways that getting into the mind, body, soul of it can just start creating movement in your life. And even for me personally, oh God, it's been amazing. Getting to know my own stuff, like the crust busting, getting through those layers down to my soul and what it's actually calling me forward into. Woo! My life looks totally different now. It's amazing.
Well, this is part of being open and willing to look at the transformation that happens right in front of us as well. And, what I've learned a little bit more about is how not to let change happen to me, but to be part of the process from the get-go. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to give away the coaching, 1-800-930-2819. Give us a call, 60-minute holistic coaching session with Emily, 1-800-930-2819. Benny's going to get your phone number, your email address, and we're going to make sure that we set you up here with Emily. 1-800-930-2819. Let's get this done. And if you have a question, let us know when we come back. This is about ignition. It's like someone said to me that I took on a little ride in my car. And they looked at me and they said, I don't even understand. How are you starting your car without a key? And I just said, well, I put my foot on the brake and I hit the button. And they said to me, but where's the key? That's what we're going to talk about. Where's the key to igniting your whole being? Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Dream on, fly high, and live adventurously on The Laura Meeks Show. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio as host Laura Meeks guides you in finding your unique gifts and bringing them to life. As a certified life coach, speaker, and veteran bomber pilot for the U.S. Air Force, Laura knows how to follow a dream. She is ready to support you so you can dream on, fly high, and live adventurously. For more information on Laura and her work, visit flyhighliving.com.
If you're one of the millions of Americans suffering from anxiety, you probably know how powerless and out of control this emotion can make you feel. This is why it is so important to remember that anxiety is created by your mind, which means that you can learn to use your mind to uncreate it. Hello, my name is Dr. Friedman Schaub. My award-winning book, The Fear and Anxiety Solution, provides you with a step-by-step breakthrough process to understand and resolve the root causes of your anxiety and build a solid foundation of confidence and inner peace. If you're ready to take your power back, visit thefearandanxietysolution.com. That's thefearandanxietysolution.com, or call 866-903-6463. That's 866-903-MIND.
Living Lighter Radio with Jason and Patricia. We have an ecosystem approach to your life. Tune in weekly every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio as we, Jason and Patricia, discuss what's truly holding you back. We offer you the tools you need to reach your goals and at the same time be living lighter. For more information about Living Lighter, visit www.livinglighter.org.
Interested in deepening your spiritual practice? The School for Esoteric Studies offers online training to spiritual seekers from all paths of life and individual coaching. Our courses synthesize Eastern and Western spiritual traditions based on meditation, study, and service applied to everyday life. To learn more about our courses and services, please visit www.esotericstudies.net.
Join Jennifer Noel Taylor on the hit show Quantum Touch Radio, supercharging your life on TransformationTalkRadio.com. You'll take a quantum journey as we reveal powerful yet simple steps to create more abundance, better health, emotional and mental vibrancy, and happier relationships using universal quantum touch principles. For more information, visit JenniferNoelTaylor.com.
Oh. All right, welcome back, everybody. That's me singing Creep by Radiohead. OMG, Benny, you don't want me to do that, right?
You're good. People should know that by now.
Benny knows what that song means to me, right? Emily, do you know the song Creep by Radiohead?
I will totally admit I don't know it very well.
It's a song that is so counter to everything that Transformation Talk Radio stands for. However, it is the shadow side that each of us faces. And I went through a 14-year breakup. And And it was not the worst thing that ever happened to me. But every time I go through a really tough time in my life, right? Like job loss or really, a crazy disease, right? I just get that song out, that Radiohead song, because what it reminds me of is the fact that I am so out of alignment from my life force, energy, God connection, whatever you want to call it. Because it's a song that says, I am a creep. You're special. I am a creep. Now we know that the work that we do in the world is that none of us are creeps. We're all special. And that's what we remind people of. Emily, that's what you remind people of. 1-800-930-2819. We want to give away a full hour coaching here with Emily. And if it doesn't happen during this segment of the show, we're going to post it on Facebook. Emily, let's talk a little bit about turning on the ignition. I'm telling you, I had somebody in my car the other day, and I get in the car and I push the button. And he says, "Where's your key?" Okay, so what do we need to do to ignite what you bring to the world? It's a holistic aspect to our lives.
So the first thing that pops into my head when you said, what do we need to ignite? Is actually this really simple and really powerful and amazing meditation that my first kind of guide and spiritual friend told me, that has stayed with me forever. And I use it all the time because it's super, super simple. And it's called the Go to Glow meditation. And essentially all it is finding the smile in your heart. And it literally ignites you. Like it turns on your light. And you can use it, like she always used to talk about using it in the line at the airport. Like if you want to get upgraded or if there's like a delay in your plane or whatever, like Go to Glow. Mm-hmm. Turn on the smile in your heart and see what happens. And that's a way of igniting both like the cells in your body, igniting your energy, igniting your mind and the possibility of what could happen, and igniting your spirit and your superpowers, that soul spark that's just waiting for you to tap into. And so like, essentially, if we look at that, all it is just tuning into love. How do you ignite yourself? Tune into love. Find the smile in your heart and tune into love and beam it on out and see what happens.
You've worked with people from different walks of life. I would love to hear some examples of how people have shifted and changed in the work you do. Of course, without mentioning their names. Give us some examples of what you've seen.
Oh, man. I've been so lucky. I've been so lucky to watch some of the things that have happened for my clients. I've had clients who have stepped into starting their own brand, not just a practice, but a brand, successfully and powerfully as a female entrepreneur. I have watched people fall in love and find their partners. I have watched people actually step away from marriages and find the power and the groundedness and the beauty and intelligence of who they really are, which takes a lot of courage and a lot of love. I've watched people like from the age of 16 to 65 find their true selves, like find what it means to live in alignment with what they really want out of life. And to powerfully step into that. Like I watched a teenager step into her power, which is like so freaking exciting to me. It is like, if only I had
mm-hmm.
that opportunity as a young girl to be able to step into my power and like know that heartbreak won't take me out forever.
Yeah.
And know that I can trust my intuition. Oh my God. I wish I had that, but it's just an amazing full circle for me to be able to support the people in my life and the clients in my life that I just adore to be able to do that.
Yeah. I mean, for many, many reasons, it is so painful to be stuck. And, and there are so many ways we get stuck in our lives. And yet there's also a solution. There are ways to get unstuck. And sometimes they show up in the strangest ways. I want to thank you for today and joining me, but I also want to take a moment and just, again, if you would remind people of how they can find out more about you. And then would you spend a minute just describing what this 1-hour session would be with you? And thank you.
Thank you. The best way to get in touch is through my website, lovelivingholistics.com. And if you want to get in touch with me personally, or if you have questions about what a holistic life coaching session looks like, you can email me at emily@lovelivingholistics.com. And what that session actually looks like is it's an exploration. It's literally just a conversation, most of which is guided by you. Where do you want to go? What's getting in the way? And it's just me holding space and helping you to get curious, asking the questions that you already know the answer to, just haven't had someone ask you yet. It's a really, I love to explain it as like, I'll hold your hand, but I'm not going to walk you through the door. Like it is your journey and your path. And I wholeheartely trust my clients to know their own answers. I just help them find them. That's all.
Yeah, sometimes, at least for me, most of the time, the magic is in the question. And then I have one last question for you. What is your personal message, Emily? What would you like to leave us with today?
My personal message is it's always been the same since I started my practice. It just resonates through my whole body. I absolutely love assisting other people in living with love and loving the life that they live. And however I can do that, whether it's Reiki or coaching or just giving somebody a hug, I would really love to work with somebody who really wants that session. That free session is there, and I would love to get to know whoever it is that really wants that. Because it gets me jazzed. So, yeah, I'd love to connect. Love to chat and support people.
Woo! I love it. Emily Perkins, everybody. I'm Dr. Pat. Remember, you can change your life. All you got to do is take that next step. That's it. Fire it up. Ignite your spirit. And do all of the above, because holistic living is your birthright. We're going to take a short break, everyone. We'll be right back.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.